Hey, what is up guys, it's your boy Tway here, and this will be a video on, well, my month progression, and I want to show you guys some things, some regrets to, well, give you guys some heads up on things that you might not want to miss out and things to aim for. Let's get it poppin'. Starting off with my characters, obviously Gunslinger main, 1342, tier 3, and currently my main. I will change this the moment Reaper comes out because that class has stolen my heart the moment I played it on the Korean server. And the Russian server as well, PvP'd a hell of a lot on it. But I do have to say, the one thing that blew my mind was my scrapper and the amount of fun that I'm having, because I like the sounds of all of the skills, the weight that comes behind it, and I even had my thoughts set on Scrapper being one of my mains. Looking at the other characters, Deathblade Striker also within range of tier 3. Probably next week I'll be able to get that. They will be able to grant me more gold to then increase my Scrapper, and I wanted to get a 6th alt character to then have more resources to spend and increase the rest of my characters. However, there wasn't really a class that really blew my mind because I'm waiting for Arcana, Summoner, and obviously Reaper. So if I would have gotten a 6th alt, I think my progression overall would have been better. For those of you with a lot of time on your hands, I can definitely recommend you getting another alt if you have to. If you look at my Paladin, however, this one I basically didn't want to level because this is where I play with my girl from time to time. That way she sees me a little bit and we have some quality time, or whatever you want to call it, together. That being said, let's go over the first oddity that came with my account, and I do believe in something that are called lucky accounts, and I'm not sure about you guys, and maybe somebody has even way more than I did, but I got so many gold cards on random where I was like, oh what? How did this happen? If I look at the Lost Wind Cliff set, which is probably the best budget set on endgame, which gives you 7% crit rate if you get 12 piece awakening. That basically means that you have 2 dupes of all of these gold cards, and you need a full Syria and a full Solus to get the 7% crit extra. Well, I can tell you this much, this King Therain, I don't even have the Rapport card yet. So technically I got my 2 dupes, and the Delane Armen is hidden behind some things, and well, Carmine will just take time for me doing Chaos Dungeons. So maybe within 4 or 5 months I might already have the Lost Wind Cliff set done. And the other one is the Light of Salvation that blew my mind, because if you look at any single one of these, the Way card obviously lucky when you get yourself into the Discord, get yourself a notification for whenever a Way spawns. Currently I'm playing on Kadan and I got 1 out of 2, unfortunately did not get the other one. However, none of these are from Rapport, so the Nineveh and the Azina and Ainana are still within my grasp if I fix their Rapport, which is absolutely ridiculous. So unfortunately you need a 12 set piece to make this set even relevant at all, and the chances of you getting this might be even worse than the other set. So yeah, there's a lot for me to aim for, but genuinely I like the Pokédex on this. I really like completing all of these sets. The moment I get a new card, I go to my books, I look through all of my sets to see if I got any piece of stat points extra. I don't even know whether the plus 30 strength even helps at all. But truth be told, this puts a smile to my face. The only thing that I shouldn't be doing is just simply say, oh, I got a duplicate and an armored Necrocina, I need to level this up, because 1, it costs a lot of silver, 2, you have a limited amount of card EXP. So for those of you who think that is an interesting thing to do, please don't. The other thing is, the moment you level up these sets, there is a awakening bonus that, well, could be useful, but what you're looking for is demon increase, which means that you can simply look at this set and say it might be useful for me to get an awakening level to 35. But my overall aim for the next coming month is use the Discord to then get as many Syria cards as possible. Hopefully I'll get a few Solus duplicates, because I don't want to use the farming method where you make a new character, get to level what, 34, 36, get the card and delete the character once again, because I'll be mad at the end of it. As for my roster level, got up to 94. If I had another alt, then it probably would have exceeded the 100s already. But for one, I got myself 54 skill points. I still didn't do the second awakening quest because I'm lazy, and I really am fearing the fact that I have to spend 4 hours pressing G like a dumbass to finally get that 3 points extra. That being said, some of the things that I haven't been working on, which is obviously necessary, is the charisma stat. I have nothing whatsoever, and maybe even in real life. That being said, is something that I need to work on for the next coming months, because looking at my rapport, there are several things that need my attention, and that would be if I go to Nineveh. I want her card. I want her giant's heart. I want her heart. Beatrice is almost in my grasp getting me one of these charisma potions. But then there is Sasha, who looks down at me like I ain't shit. That has another giant's heart and a lot of gold for me to spend. So there are definitely things that I need to get with that charisma. For one, there is Naya that holds an Omnium Star. There's a slight trick to this. If you don't use this trick, you need 350 charisma. If you guys want me to, I can make a video on that pretty soon. But that being said, the Omnium Star is quite necessary to get yourself another skill potion, which is another aim for me in the next coming weeks. Then moving on to some collectibles. The one thing that I haven't been doing all that much are the Island Souls. Reason why after 20 getting the greatest skill potion didn't seem that valuable to me. The only thing that might be interesting is the luminous aquamarine, because for those of you who don't know, getting yourself an uncommon wooden pass will increase your movement speed on islands, ship sailing speed with 1 knot, and the repair cost will actually go down, which is quite crazy. So I can only imagine that if you max this stuff out, that you will definitely benefit from this. As I said, the giant heart are the one thing that for the coming month I need to focus on as much as I possibly can. The one thing that I haven't started doing is my Tuki quest because I'm lazy. That being said, there are 2 skill points that are still hidden behind these, some masterpieces that might be interesting, and well, I'm not even sure about the last giant heart, but that will open up the option to get this thing. If you simply want to see what the remaining things were, go to the collection status and you will be able to see what you are still missing. This was a button that I wasn't even aware of, but it is kind of useful. As for the Omnium Stars, the greatest skill potion is quite easy to get if you use the Naya Rapport trick. But looking at the Wealth Rune is something that I kind of want for my striker, because that way he becomes a lot stronger, and maybe my Death Blade will benefit from this as well. Funny enough, masterpieces weren't even on my focus, but I got a lot of them up to a point where I still have to hand this one in. Like I said, I didn't focus on this at all, and I kind of found out making this video that I still get a 3k gold bonus. But if you want another way card, there's one hidden behind the 36, which could be a great incentive if you want to have that Light of Salvation set. And for those of you who get crazy about mangoes, mokoko seeds, I get my girl mad by calling them moko seeds. So whenever you guys are in the chat, please put it down there. Don't tell her. But I've been neglecting these altogether. When I started leveling, I didn't really feel like looking at them all that much. I wanted to level up to 50 as fast as possible. And truth be told, I didn't even know what level 50 really meant. I missed out on my ghost ship the very first time. Missed on the abyssal dungeons for the very first week because the reset came right after the release. Which means that I leveled up to 50, missing out on a lot of freebies. The reason why I got the 350 was because of the Mocha card. Because the Mocha card is practically in any set, will give you some crit extra, specialization, some physical defenses, and all sorts of other stuff that will increase your overall capacity, as well as giving you some damage against demons, which is necessary in the very end game of this game. So yeah, I thought to myself, let's get this card at least. As for the Ignia tokens, this is one of the things that I really want to focus on. Reason why is for the Delane Armain card, because I want to get that Lost Wing Cliff set. But to really get this, I gotta look at my Adventurer's Tome and think to myself, how far did I get anyway? The thing that I did for the very first month was use all of my energy and time that I had remaining from leveling my characters and get all of the skill potions. So I went to Eastern Luterat, Northern Vern, Shoeshire, Rohendel, and the one that I haven't gotten yet is a Papunica. And here's another gimmick of mine that has been shown by a viewer of mine that said, why don't you just farm these and sell them, because you can get up to 1 to 2k gold an hour. So that's a little tip. I will be showing that into another video. For those of you who have a lot of time and want to spend it elsewhere, I will be showing this to you guys. But note that there is a greater skill potion hidden behind this one, which is quite crazy. But the fact that my rapport is really poor, I want to kind of try and get most of these relics, because for one, the Ignia tokens will give me that greater skill potion anyway, and the relics will give me 10,000 rapport points with all of these characters, which will then translate to either gold, extra items, skill potions, and whatnot. As for the world tree leaves, and you can kind of imagine what I have been doing for the past month, and that is do excavation, because somebody told me there's a lot of money on this, and they were right. One of the interesting pieces was the Faint Ore Charm. Getting this one gave me all trading skills activating +1, all trading basic reward bonus +5, and all trade skill mastery +1. So this one was a very cheap thing to get. As for the sea bounties, I saw no reason why I should be focusing on these because the rewards seem kind of caca. Maybe the Tears of the Abyss could be interesting, but to get yourself 40 of these will take you quite some time. As for my engravings, and this is possibly my greatest regret, is that I had no focus. I will be making another video on this, but the too long didn't read is try and get yourself an engraving that you will be using throughout the entire game. If I have to give you a suggestion, Adrenaline is one that every class will use because everybody likes that crit rate, especially if you're rocking some faster classes. Obviously, if you have a class that has ridiculous cooldowns, this might not be as useful. But I think this is one of the few that is either budget and will help you out throughout the early parts of the game, and it is very forgiving in contrast to, let's say, a Grudge, which you will obviously use on any single one of your characters, but there's another reason why I wouldn't take this. So I took myself Hitmaster at some point for my Gunslinger because it was really good. I wanted Supercharge for my Death Blade. I got Spirit Absorption for my Holy Knight and my Striker, and obviously all of these things are working out, but since I got no true focus, it kind of felt lackluster and I didn't benefit much from all of the freebies that we got in this game. And the same went for the class engravings. The real question is, should you either be investing into your overall engravings or just a class engraving? Well, if you play on multiple alts that have the same class, I would say go for this. But instead, the combat bonus, it seems a little bit more rewarding, if you will. Another big regret of mine is the fact that I didn't use all of my time to use these adventure islands, because for one, they drop more cards. Dude, like, I want to fill this Pokédex so badly, you guys don't even know. I am free to play right now. I'm considering just buying the whole thing up, but yeah, we know I don't have that kind of money. The same goes for using these alarms properly and get to all of the islands that I'm supposed to, so I kind of left out on a lot of things, and the same went with my Una's task. Because truth be told, I could have killed Tuki a little bit more often. I didn't even start this after killing him like twice. And as you can see, I got so much rest bonus, which means that I've been really neglecting all of these daily tasks. Because for one, I just don't think they are fun. But they are quite the necessity if you want to increase your account. So I'm going to slap myself on the face and do it. Same goes for the Ghost Ship Iron Wound. There's a slight trick to even get this one very fast. The reason why I want this is because you get a ghost ship. And the reason why I think this is very beneficial is because of this dude, Baral, that I bought, and he gives you a damage reduction 60% each, attack power 120%, attack speed 20%, and movement speed inside ghost ships. Because I found myself playing ghost ships and actually getting killed way too many times, and I thought to myself, there must be a way around it. And then looked at the debuff, found that there is a sailor. That literally negates everything, so I want to have that boat, because for one, it has this, and two, it looks the best in the game. So for all of you Astray players, great. I like speed too, no problem, but I will go for this boat any day. So to conclude the video, the one thing that I will be focusing on is getting all my characters to tier 3, using all of those resources to then increase one character get to at least 1370 to make sure that my stronghold holds the one thing that is necessary, and that would be having a increase into your honing stats, which makes everything a lot cheaper. And in turn, I will use the resources to then increase the rest of my alts to do at least all of my abyssal dungeons, and then simply wait until Reaper or any of my other classes which I want come out. And during the time of March where the PvP is coming out, I will be heavy focusing on PvP, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that I'm good, I just like PvP a lot. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude the video. I'm not going to do this every single month unless you guys really request me to find out what I'm going to do next. But if you guys have any questions on my methods and how I got this far into the process, let me know down into the comments. I will be answering each and every last one of your questions. If you want to talk to me personally, go up to my Twitch. I stream daily after 7 p.m. on the European time. That being said, have a very nice day and see you guys next time. Peace.